5,630 pounds as you see it here today, and with a completely facelifted cosmetic both inside and out, and a smart little series of small equipment tweaks. A new generation of Freedom Expresses is gracing us here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan today. This is the 257 family bunkhouse camper with big deep U-dinette slide, tons of sleeping, tons of storage, Asdel goodness, and that beautiful front windshield nose cap that a lot of folks have been asking for. I think you're going to like what you see. Whether it's the first time or the most recent time you've looked at a Freedom Express, you're going to like what you see here. Obviously, cosmetically, both inside and outside, she's received a full facelift. It's what I call brand new look, same great taste. Just like your favorite pop or soda or Coke, depending on where you live in the country and what you like to call it. And part of that same great taste is the fact that this is still fully travel accessible. You can walk right around the counter. There's no special, travel trailer two-step required. You can get back to the bathroom. You can get back to every ounce of this giant closet and or pantry. So it doesn't matter if you're zipping down the road. It doesn't matter if the RV's in storage. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. You get the point that you can get to anything and everything pretty much anytime and all the time. Now, there are a few small equipment touch-ups and variants compared to the previous generation of Freedom Express, but for the most part, it's really just a cosmetic facelift on what you've seen before. They wanted to give it a very modern look and feel. And it's kind of bittersweet for me because I really, really personally liked how the previous generation of Freedom Express looked. But I really, really like how this generation of Freedom Express looks. Now, just as we've been doing in the past here at Haylett RV, we will almost every single time upgrade our air conditioner on these to a 15,000 BTU air unit. It's extra power that you will never regret having. But also remember, guys, the new white skin exterior on these is going to organically help keep it cooler in here regardless. Now, a signature calling card feature of these is the fact that they do have a 6'9" sidewall with a linear interior ceiling. What that means is that it's 6'9" all the way across inside. Whereas most lightweight trailers have a 6.5 foot sidewall, 3 inches shorter, and a vaulted ceiling. Vaulted ceiling looks and feels good, but a taller sidewall means bigger cabinets, bigger bunks, bigger shower. So it has a little bit more of a cascade effect. It also allows for taller slide outs like we see here in the Freedom Express, and they utilize every square inch of that they possibly can. They also utilize cross breeze windows all the way around that slide to give you some excellent airflow as well. Now, whether it's the main kitchen counters or that table or the countertop in the outside kitchen or bathroom, they are all a sealed edge pressed membrane called thermal foil countertop material. So if you spill a drink, you can wipe it up. It'll be just fine. Notice, too, how we have storage doors on the ends of that dinette with a sliding panel below. And allow me to phrase that a little bit better, a sliding access panel for the rear bench dinette storage. So you never have to lift up the cushions and the decking to get to the storage here. They've made it simpler. They've made it easier. And that free-floating elliptical table base obviously flips up and gets right out of the way. So accessing that storage is easy as 1, 2, 3. Theoretically, you could take that table outside for picnic time. You'll see later we can fold it down to sleep on it. But the fact is, you've already got an outside table included on this. We've already got great sleeping and bunk capacity. So unless you need to sleep, 5, 6, 7, 8 people, you probably won't have to worry about that too much. Now, speaking of storage, over here, they've got a kind of a split closet and pantry combination. But over here in the pantry, you might realize these are removable shelves, and they did put a hanging rack up there. Those hanging racks as opposed to hanging rods are good because hanging rods, your stuff can slide around in transit and kind of hop off the hooks. Really hard for your stuff to hop off the hooks with those hanging racks right there. So you have very customizable storage space and solutions. And notice that this is like a 6'9" closet pantry, tip to tail, all the way around this thing. Now the doors are wobbling a little bit because my quality control guy is actually up on the roof inspecting the seals as we speak. We proactively pre-screen and inspect every RV here at Haylett RV before we even accept it from the manufacturer. Now as I'm backing up, I want to take note of the fact that you don't find floor vented heating in Freedom Expresses. Rather, you have cabinet ducted heating. Now, it does mean that we had to sacrifice a potential drawer down here, but the fact is, we now have an easier to clean camper, and this is made for extended season use. This is not some kind of crazy Arctic, people call them 4 seasons campers. But the fact is, spring, summer, fall, even if it's going to dip below 0 at night and come back up, this one is going to be all set and will take care of you. Also a neat little note, your air conditioner vents up here can both turn and be closed. So you have excellent control over the heating and cooling systems in a Freedom Express here at Haylett RV. Just like the more powerful air conditioner that we've applied here as an option, or typically do, because remember this video could be different from the one we have in stock. If you got a real sharp eye, you realize that's not the standard refrigerator either. We have optioned in a larger 8 cubic foot fridge freezer to give you 33% more cold storage capacity. And these are even outfitted with a really handy metallic magnet-friendly insert. So, if, you've got little magnet clips on there and you want to grab a couple flyers from the campground, so, you have a place to reference, when you get there, what can we do to have fun? You got it. Now, remember when I mentioned there was a guy on the roof walking around and the camper was rolling a little bit and those doors were dancing? Did you notice how they didn't really go anywhere? They just sort of wobbled just a tiny bit? That's in part due to, well, one, the good, craftsmanship they have in their cabinet shop at Freedom Express, but two, the recent update to hidden hinges, which is something that was not found on the previous generation Freedom Expresses. It just gives all of that cabinetry a just really silky, smooth, clean, and complete look. You never really see hardware beyond the handles, of course. Double over double bunks, and you'll notice that both bunks have their own window. These bunks also have their own tilt open windows, and this is a pleated nightshade bunk. Each bunk has its own lights. The top bunk here has extra household and USB plugs for the kids on a rainy day. It is 300-pound rated per sleeping space. That's an important distinction. Bottom bunk obviously has a power outlet right down here. Now, I'm going to close that and get us over here in the bathroom. This is one of the things that I like about Freedom Expresses. One, they have just a very well-executed, well-appointed bathroom. But two, the taller ceiling up here means that a big person like me, I don't have to put my head in the bubble of the shower. I'm not doing the constant duck maneuver over here. I can stand on my toes. I can do the ET neck stretch, phone home over here. Never hit my head. This is absolutely awesome. This is one of my favorite features about a Freedom Express. They do showers, they do storage, they do a lot of things, don't they? Maybe that's why they're so popular here. So the handy little towel, like drying rack over here, and a neat little place to keep your shampoos and whatnot. It's nice to have that stuff up out of the way when you're not using it, and a angle-mounted vanity and sink with more of that sealed edge counter type stuff right there. GFI protected outlet for things like hair dryers and shavers. Angle mounted means you don't have to have your halfway naked butt hanging out in the hallway. And one of my favorite things, I call them the hangover friendly light switches, because if you just walk in here in the middle of the night, you can just sort of slap your arm on the wall and you can find these things, and it's very easy to get to those. Moving forward here, one of the things that we've talked about a few times, we're a bunkhouse in this floor plan. We've got great sleeping space, but we also have some excellent guest capacity. But if those bunks aren't quite enough space for you, or you got a really long kid, or maybe an adult joining you, the Freedom Express True U dinette, which is 7 foot long, or maybe a little bit more, and about 44 inches deep, gives you plenty of space for big folks. Now, those are pleated night shades, kind of like we spotted up in the little bunk windows, if you notice. But another thing here, you still have master bedroom privacy thanks to those sliding pocket doors that slide just behind the entertainment center up front. Something I didn't mention sooner, because there's a lot of things to cover on Freedom Express and I never know what to talk about first. You see the little accent lighting under the dinette ends? The accent lighting above the entertainment? There's one switch that activates all that, and it gives it a neat daytime look, but at night it's a really cool night light. Now, they put the biggest TV in these things that they can, and it obviously spins around to face the entertainment center. Down below that, on the left, we have our Bluetooth DVD stereo. In the middle section, we've got a perfect place to make a little phone charger station. And then they leave you some shelves and a tiny bit of pantry-tainment storage to just kind of pack every little nook and cranny you can. And a shoe garage right by the door so that all those shoes that everybody has in this bunkhouse have a neat little home and they don't clutter up the entryway. We do have pocket screwed cabinetry, and being extra tall, you have extra tall cabinets. And you might notice how the cabinetry is not sunken back in relation to the microwave. They don't have reduced cabinet space here. They have enhanced cabinet space with extra height. So they're not just exchanging square footage, they're maximizing. Between that bedroom window, the screen door, and this right here, you can have some sweet breeze rolling through this thing. We've talked about the countertops a few times. Now there is this countertop material, there is a countertop flush fitted sink cover included with this RV. I specifically left it out so that you could see another recent update, the update to the stainless steel sinks that they have here as compared to the previous year's Stonecast. They really never had any problems with their Stonecast. In fact, I always thought it was one of the coolest things about a Freedom Express. But the hard part here is they had to cater a little bit to the consumer market. The average consumer looking at a Stonecast sink was unable to discern its difference from a plastic sink. But everybody can see the difference in stainless, and it does look good with this updated decor. Now, the flush mount stove here, in addition to the sink cover, which again I just have tucked away currently, gives you some pretty maximal prep space. And we're going to see even more storage space down here, every little nook and cranny they could, including a pair of very long extension plywood drawers here. And then, one of my favorite things, and every time I open it I hear the Legend of Zelda secret sound, the Coachmen utensil drawer, found in basically almost every Freedom Express with just a few floor plans notwithstanding due to specific restrictions. Anyway, what I like about this, it wraps around the sink. It's the best use of space under a sink you've ever seen. And this is completely removable, assuming, but the problem is I'm not left-handed. So if you want to set this over here, you want to put your condiments inside of it or take it out at the picnic table, all your forks, spoons, knives, etc., serving utensils, it's all right there. And then when you're done with it, just slide her right on shut. Now up here in the bedroom, let me slide around all this cabinetry. The bedroom is benefiting from one more recent significant update, and that is one of the first things that you saw in this RV. That is that big, beautiful windshield. So it makes this room look and feel larger. There is plenty of privacy here due to that black privacy shade that you see above. You've got great cross breeze windows in here, full overhead cabinet space, not just a shelf. You've got dual spotlights above the bed for reading. You have dual overhead lights, one on each side of the bed as you enter the room, so everyone has their own individual light space. Great hanging closet space, and you do see that you have, nice big side stands with plenty of power options on both sides, both household and USB. We also have a 60 by 80 residential queen bed here, and I like to point that out because very often when people see that the bed goes right up next to the entertainment center like this, they get a little worried that their feet are going to kick the entertainment center at night. But that's not really a problem here in a Freedom Express because it does have a longer residential size bed. And obviously, in the evening, if you are so inclined, you can spin that TV around. Mom and Dad can watch a show, catch up on the news, or frankly, just make sure that the kids don't turn this thing on and stay up too late at night. And what's funny is I think one of the most striking differences in terms of updates at the time of this filming is that change to that just awesome looking windshield nose cap that they have on the front of this thing. But I almost think it's been overshadowed by the complete skin color change. Going from that previous tan skin generation to the all white right here, it really kind of dominates the eye, and the windshield is done so well that I think it's almost easy to overlook. Now, it just has such a striking look to it. It makes that bedroom not look and feel so closed off. Of course, there's privacy shades and everything in it. And that is a front windshield, not a window. There is a difference in the quality of glass. So a lot of folks have concerns. They say, yeah, but what if a rock hits that thing? Now, understand, theoretically, I suppose anything is possible. But there's a reason the diamond plate stone guards on RVs are always down here, because that's where most stones are going to likely hit them coming off of your tires. Stones flung from other cars you can't really control, but to a very large extent, this RV is protected by your towing vehicle in front of it when it comes to those kind of stones. So, you know, enough of the new looks about it. What if this is your first time seeing a Freedom Express? What are the qualities out here you want to look into? Well, one of the biggest ones is Azdel, ladies and gentlemen. It is a material swap under the fiberglass skin. It is lighter weight. The material can't rot, mold, or mildew. It's the reason they have a taller interior without being extra heavy, which is, you know, but the thing is, it's a more expensive component. But you know, there's also a lot of peace of mind and quality of life and longevity items that go along with it. It's also got a little bit better insulative quality, not massively, but a little bit. And it is a little more sound dampening, so you have a quieter, more enjoyable camping experience. Below that stone guard, you see that we do have a simple and easy to reach battery disconnect switch. So whether you have 1 or 2 batteries on that tray right there, you can make sure they're not getting phantom load killed when you're not using the RV. If you don't know what that means, please call our team. The spare tire you see is tongue mounted, which is not common in this business. That's done for a couple reasons. One, for load equalization, just like the wide stance axles that we'll talk about later. But long story short, weight in front of the axles tows better than weight behind the axles, and it does leave the rear bumper open should you choose to do something like add a bike rack to the back. Well, you know, it's wide open. Now you're not fighting for space. Power awning, power tongue jack are going to make setting and braking camp simple and easy. This does have an enclosed heated underbelly, so it is good for what we would call extended season use. The windows are all very tinted so that the nosy neighbors keep their noses out of this thing. Additionally, it will keep the hot sun from cooking this thing to death, which is another big thing to talk about with the white skin upgrade. This will significantly reduce the amount of heat generated by the RV. And isn't it, well, generated from the sun and experienced by the RV. Let me phrase it that way. And isn't it funny how things are cyclical? You know, for about the last 10 years, all of a sudden it's been like, man, put all these crazy, wacky color packages on RVs. Then all of a sudden, the white skins, those clean-looking white skins that are cooler in the sun, they're starting to find their way back. Now back here we have a all centralized hookup station, all right above our sewer hookups, which are right below the skirt line right there. I don't know if you're seeing them through the shadows. Full outside shower with hot and cold water, and just the little things like they actually include that little cleat right there so you can mount that and keep your hands free. Nice touch. Black tank flush and separate cable and satellite hookups. So if you are a satellite user, you don't have to come outside and, you know, juggle a cable input. It's much, much simpler that way. We have a full walk-on roof. We have laminated sidewalls and flooring, so that, you know, you've got a lightweight, long-lasting build construction method. Obviously, you got to take care of the thing, but that's true of anything. I don't care what, you know, if you get a fancy pants car, you got to take care of that too. We are prepped and ready for a backup camera. This has a approximately 18 per gallon or 18 gallon per hour recharge water heater, which is gas and electric, which you can operate simultaneously, which is a pretty common fan favorite feature. Another fan favorite feature on the Freedom Express series here at Haylett RV is this maximum size awning on the 257. It starts at the very back and it goes up as far as it basically can. Has full-length LED lighting below the base of it, and between the white sidewall, that newer, lighter, brighter, less heat-absorbing sidewall, and the white skin underneath that awning, it'll actually light up out here pretty darn well. Awning arms are tilt and lock adjustable. You just pull down, then twist a little knob. It also has an auto rain dump feature, as is pretty common in the market today. You might notice how all of our outside doors have magnet holdbacks, including the outside kitchen right here, which is pretty cool. And the outside kitchen on these Freedom Expresses has undergone a couple revisions over the last few years, but I like what I'm seeing here. It includes something they didn't really have exactly executed, I think, this well in the past, and that is the real sink with a real drain that actually does go into a holding tank. You can see the plumbing of it right there. And you can, thanks to another of the utensil drawers that we have right here. which that's my voice for the, you know, Wonder Team. Anyway, moving on. But just like inside, you can just easily remove that little insert, move it over on that free-floating picnic table. The free-floating picnic table is also very handy. It's the perfect place to use that Coleman free-floating camp grill. It doesn't actually have to plug into the RV, but yet we still see power outlets back here for things like phone chargers, appliances, and that's really a decently deep sink. I think it gets the job done. And it's down lower than a lot of outside kitchen sinks that I've seen. It's just, you know, the kids can reach it. My wife, who's about a foot shorter than me, could reach it more easily. And our outside fridge here, as I love to call it, Dad's medicine cabinet, because, you know, you keep the drinks out here, you keep the food inside. Now remember, between the larger 8 cubic foot fridge that we most often add to our Freedom Expresses and the outside fridge, this thing has about 10 cubic foot of cold storage. Not too shabby for a 25-foot box little, you know, family camper. Wide stance stability axles are also going to make this a towing dream, because this thing's not long to begin with. It's well within the bounds of half-ton towability, but frankly, it very easily large SUV towable with appropriate tow package as well. But this thing right here will help avoid extra sway and bouncing. I didn't say that it eliminates sway. I said it reduces. This is not a replacement for a proper anti-sway and load leveling hitch system. It is a supplement too. Now above that, you will see the outside TV hookups right here under the awning, well, I guess patio, campsite speakers. Now here's another one of the shiny updates at the time of this filming. That larger entry handle right there, those you've kind of seen in the past, but the LCI adjustable stable steps, they're not sitting level right now, but you can see how long those foot pegs are. You can shorten those things up to make sure that that thing always sets and rests level. One of the things I actually do like about the LCI stable step, there's two main features. One is because it does hang down a little bit lower. If it's not exactly level how it is currently, you won't smash up the bottom of your door if you close it. The other thing is, it has a larger top step right here, which makes it like a seating platform, and frankly, if you like drop your keys while you're sitting there, no sweat. You know, you're not going to lose them. You can just bend down and pick them up. Now, here in this huge pass-through storage, this was a thing that Freedom Express made popular in lightweight RVs. This is a full, massive, what is it, like 42 cubic foot of storage space pass-through like this is something that lightweight campers didn't used to get. Now more and more of them have it because Freedom Express made it something brands had to do because it was so popular. You notice how they have a full-length lighted pass-through. I really like the location of that because it doesn't matter what side of the pass-through or where you're at in it, it provides light everywhere. And since the 50th anniversary edition, these have all included their own 2-foot by 4-foot resin top outdoor picnic tables. So, if it's a bit of a rainy day or something, there's no wood, there's no T-molding to swell or anything like that. And this big wide door makes it easy for portable solar panels to be stored, and that little plug right there makes it easy for those things to be plugged in. Once again, magnet holdbacks for all the doors. And can we just take one last opportunity before we climb up onto the roof to just really appreciate the whole really freshened up modern look and aesthetic of these Freedom Expresses. I tell you, this is a group that it's proof you can teach an old dog new tricks, these guys. Now, just like the white skin, you see a white skin roof right here with really a lot of the same intention, heat prevention. That's, again, one of the reasons that we often put the larger 15,000 BTU air on this. So the pure white skin, the larger air conditioner, guys, if it's Arizona camping, I believe you're going to be fine here because this also has a vented attic. That's what this little black looking hockey puck style thing right here is. If it is really hot outside, you know, even though everything's white, it will still generate some heat, of course. I'm not saying it's completely heat repellent, but the gap between the roof decking that we're walking on, obviously fully walkable, and the interior ceiling panels called the RV attic, well, that can just turn into a hot box. And this will help a great deal exhaust a lot of that heat to keep it cool inside while your air conditioner is doing its thing. Now over here we've got the Winegard Air 360 antenna system, so you do not need to crank the antenna up or down. There's no chance that you accidentally leave it hanging off the side of the RV or anything stupid like that. And this is prepped and ready for a roof mount 4G LTE wireless type system, a WineGuard Connect 2.0, which you can install right there. It's all prepped and ready for it. So if you're looking for streaming, entertainment, mobile-friendly data sources, this RV can be made to, upfitted to accept that. Even if it's not already included, you can add that onto it. Another thing, though, they are very heavy-handed with their sealants. They do not want you having any kind of problem that's, like a factory-related issue. They've done a very good job of making sure that there's no, gaps or voids in their seals here. And that's probably why within a deep slide ultralight class, the Freedom Express is and has been for a couple seasons now the single best selling of its kind here at Haylett RV. And obviously, holy crap, do we sell a lot of different types of RVs here. It's, the selection that we have is one of the reasons we've grown to become Michigan's largest independent RV dealer. Chances are, if it's on wheels, we have it at Haylett RV. But the one thing we don't have is hidden dealer fees. So whether you're looking for hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything between, we do it all, and we make it fun, and we make it easy, guys. I don't care where you live, near or far. All we need is a phone call and we'll get you camping. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.